So basically, my large intestine intercepted into itself, and I had no idea. Like, I was working out 7:00 in the morning, and 7:00 that same evening, I was being operated on. I know. What a shock.
What were you diagnosed with?
So basically, they did a CT scan and they saw that my large intestine telescoped into itself. So I had to perform emergency surgery to remove it out. So when I performed emergency surgery to remove it out, there was a lemon-sized tumor that was attached to it. And when my surgery was complete, my surgeon was like, did you know that you had a tumor that was attached to your large intestine? And I was like, what? I was like, well, was it benign? Do I have cancer? What's going on? He was like, it was benign. So basically what it was, this is my first time saying this, by the way. It was a ball of hair. Yeah. I used to pull my hair and eat it when I was a child. Yes, for 6 years. So I had this tumor that was developing in me for that amount of period of time. Because the body can't digest hair and it's dangerous to the body. What my body did is form tissue around the hair to protect my body so it won't be harmful to my body. And that's just pretty much it. But the whole recovery process was 10 times harder than actually finding out that I had to go into surgery. It was way worse. But it's still something that's still ongoing.
Yes. And thank you for sharing that. The strength and courage it takes to be that vulnerable. Have you been able to figure out what the stress factors were when you were a child that, was it stress that you were that made you do that? Because I know, so I did some reading and I know that it said sometimes people we bite our nails or we pull the hair out of our eyebrows, especially young people, just because they don't know how to deal with stress. You know what I'm saying? There's something going on in the home and we don't know what to do. So we take it out on, our bodies sometimes.
I mean, I talk about this. I'm an advocate for mental health. I am very open about my anxiety, and I think I was just an anxious child growing up because I grew up in a very chaotic home, and I mean, I don't really recall those moments because I was just so young, but I can feel that it's still in me, I think it was just stress growing up in a very chaotic home, not having a lot of organization, nothing isn't planned, you know what I mean? So I just felt maybe that's what it was. But I try not to focus too much on it.
So what you do focus on now, and I remember you told me this, is the release, the inner work.
Yes.
Can you talk about that? Because exercise is a form of release.
Exactly.
Just talk about how you are releasing that stress from childhood and even to the surgery and the recovery process, because that was a lot on you mentally and physically. Yes. How do you release that?
So I realized that my only form of release was movement, which is good.
Yeah, it is a great thing.
It's a form of release, but it wasn't giving me the release that I needed in order to overcome generational curse, childhood trauma. It was more like me putting a Band-Aid on the trauma that needs more internal work rather than just doing external movements. So I really focus a lot on breath work and being very intentional about the way that I am, the way that I show up, the way that I speak to myself, the way that I treat myself. I do a lot of meditation. I do a lot of reading. And for me, like, one of my ways to release is talking about it.
Yes.
Talking about it with my audience, talking about it with my partner, talking about it with my friends, my family, creating a safe space so my people also can express. So when they express and release, I get a form of release too, because it's like, it's almost as though like it gives me purpose and it makes me feel that I'm not alone, and I feel like that is what's really needed. It's like community. And it's just not talked about a lot in our culture, So I encourage my people, I encourage my women, my sisters to do the work. It's okay to seek therapy.
Yes.
It's okay to call a friend, It's okay to like have a conversation. It's okay to try new things and put yourself in like uncomfortable situations, because that's the only way you're going to grow. Like, learn about who you are as an individual, because you're much more than your external appearance. And that's what I like to focus on.